Umintri rangba ke Jelau Conrad kongkol sangma mentak sngi balang ulat Plie ya kawai nag project jong ka sarkar jylla kata ka Shillong Technology Park ha Umsawli rengkat ke jingidon lang umintri bidekmi ya katnat Information Technology and Communication uba Hamletson Doling umintri katnat PhD uba Renton Lingdo Chief Secretary Jylla kong RV Suchang Deputy Commissioner East Khasi Hills kong Isawanda Lalu ki officer bat ki khna Plie Laslang banchna yakni ke tech park house nem arajar kharkanda perkala simpor ars nem ban pendep yakni ke project ha ka babun ki company ban rinongwei kuntobi ki company ne USA bat Canada kilakwa ban seng ya kislem ajing hi kai ki jongki ha kani ke tech park haba ajing kran ha kani ke sngi umintri rangba ulai thu ba ka Shillong Technology Park kan ne kawai ne ki laispa tli ki project jong ka sarkar jylla ka ban Plie kum ka jing rakhi ya ka jing da pasan post nem jong ka jing yo ya ka jylla ka bapura bat ka tech park kan ajing toy shibon nakamta ki khna puli IT Umintri rangba ulai thu ru baki don bun ki khna samla ki betre shabar ka jylla ki kwa bon wan phai no bat ban train no ha ka jaka ka baki chngan kumta ka sarkar kalabu thong ba hapo chipos nem ka jylla kan salong ka wei ne ki jylla ka bakiu bha hakari hi bro ka wei pa ka jingwanra ya ka ne ka tek pa kalong ka wei ne ki nuksa ban kan tiu ha ka jylla ha ka bai dei bat kala yo kam yo jam umintri rangba ulai thu pa watla ka jingsdang jong ka technology pa kan aikam aijam mar palat khat san spangut labu thong pat ban pun bun chu ya kilat aikam ajam pat ka sarkar kala khot ya krani ki company ki ba pher nagari bat ne ki rinongwei banya troilang bat ka Shillong Technology Park ba kan long jing to yi khna wat kam wat jam na ka jylla.
We have formulated a vision for the tech park, which is to build brand Shillong as a preferred investment destination in order to generate employment and contribute to the socio-economic development of the state and the region. Our mission for the tech park is to develop and promote the information and communication technology and electronics industry by building an enabling environment that attracts investment, expertise, and talent to the state and nurtures entrepreneurship and innovation through provision of state-of-the-art facilities which are self-sustainable. This new building has been conceptualized and built in line with our vision and mission of the tech park, and this inauguration is indeed our first stepping stone at the beginning of the actual journey that we are embarking upon today. We designed and built this building knowing that the IT and ITES industry is looking for working space and state-of-the-art facilities here in Shillong. Our hunch proved to be correct because even before we completed the building, we have received expression of interest from IT companies for occupying the entire 1 lakh square feet of this building. In this context, I wish to acknowledge Tech Digital, which is the first company to take space in this building, and I'm also happy to announce that our Honorable Chief Minister will be inaugurating their facility immediately after this function.
In the early 1960s, engineering PSUs in India were considered to be the temples of modern India. Today, IT parks have become the temples of the 21st century India. It is heartening to know that the tech park has been completed in an expeditious manner, despite the challenges owing to the pandemic in the last 2 years. The need for a plug-and-play facilities is felt more now as government offices will be shifting to the new township. This will drive up the demand for built-up spaces in the next few years. The socio-economic benefits of this tech park will reach both skilled and unskilled workers. It is poised to create thousands of direct and indirect employment opportunities to the youth of Meghalaya. Our ultimate success in today's highly competitive global economy will hinge on our ability to harness the forces of ideas, innovation, and technology. These are the new drivers of economic growth. Paul Romer, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics in the year 2018, recognized how research and development lies at the heart of economic growth. The future of our youth lies in IT, in telecommunications, big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural networks, blockchain, and biotechnology. The youth are the ones with the most innovative ideas. They are the best people to help the state grow and lead the transformation. We have witnessed a rise in entrepreneurial culture across the country, even in our own state. The youth policy startup policy and the PPP policy will help provide a launchpad and an institutional support for startups in the state. To take advantage of these policies and to avail of the incentives both of the state government and the central government, and to ensure regulatory compliance, there needs to be a single window agency to facilitate the entire process and to avoid procedural delays. I understand that the IT&C department plans to operationalize the Shillong Tech Park through its agency, the Meghalaya Information Technology Society. In this context, I expect that the MITS will act as a single window agency to ensure hassle-free experience to all those who wish to set up shop in the technology park. For this, we need to ensure also a robust communication infrastructure within the park with the highest quality of connectivity.
Friends, we are here today to witness this beautiful occasion. Let me share with you at the initial stage, when we first proposed to have this technology park in Shillong, Maupat Umsawli, when we call for tender, there's apprehension and a big talk in town that this project will bring another scam in the government. This project will be an incomplete project in the government. People did talk about this project. Yes, people have the right to talk about all this because they have seen so many incomplete projects in the state. They have seen the Khubor Hotel for a decade, it has not been completed up till now. The Shillong Municipal Complex still pending, NIT Sora still pending, and so on. People have the right to talk when they see all these incomplete projects. But when we are in the government, day one since I took over as the Minister in charge of IT, we called the meeting with the officers of the department, the principal secretary at the time, but DP Walang, but MR Sandrem, an official of the IT department. We are discussing and we are making a commitment that this project we should be completed on time. If we cannot complete the project on time, people, they will lose the hope and the trust in the government. But I thank all the officers, they have heartily working very hard to see that this project is complete.
It's a really beautiful day, and I would like to thank God Almighty for not just this beautiful day that He has given to us, but the blessing of this beautiful IT park that He has given to us. And this is iconic, and I should say, if I may not be using very strong words, but a very important phase in the IT sector when it comes to our state of Meghalaya. And the reason I say this is because this is something that I personally have been looking forward to and thinking about for the past 12 years, 13 years now. And this is something that people have been talking about for the past 20 years. And every time you read a proposal or a report from NASSCOM, they will always say and talk about the human resource that the Northeast has and the potential that the Northeast has in terms of the ITES sector. And so to be very, very frank and blunt with you, we are actually 20 years behind. This should have happened 20 years back. And we would have been able to take a huge advantage of it. But nonetheless, it's never too late. We realize that in the IT sector, the fact that the human resource is a very, very obviously critical part. All companies would like to ensure that they are able to connect and get the manpower at a much more larger scale and at a reasonable cost. And that is where this IT park plays an important role. So we have all our individuals, our youth going to Bangalore, to Bombay, and to other large metros where the cost of living is much higher, where the real estate cost is much higher, and obviously it leads to the employment aspect also creating and becoming higher. So therefore, this coming into the picture is going to help most of the companies cut their cost by a huge amount. So that's the number one factor that we have to remember. The second factor why this is important is because this location here will allow the companies to have a plug-and-play model. Now we have to realize that companies don't have time to spend a year or 2 years to build up their building and create the infrastructure and then start the project. They need ready-made infrastructure. They need to be able to start tomorrow because they get their contract for 6 months, for 1 year, and therefore a place where they can come in and plug and play is ideal for them. And therefore this setup and the infrastructure here is ideal for companies who desire to have a plug and play model because they can come and set up their shop tomorrow and they can finish a contract for 2 months and they just plug out and they can leave. And this is the kind of model that's developing throughout the world today, simply because there are contracts that are there that last for a few months or years, and the IT companies don't have the time or the resources to invest. So that's the second point, which is very, very important out here. Third is that the weather conditions are very, very suitable for IT in terms of the servers that we have. We know that they heat up a lot. So we have weather conditions that are favorable for us. Another very important aspect is that we have started the Shillong airport. And the Shillong airport is another aspect because connectivity is an important issue when it comes to IT companies. No CEO of big company would want to travel for 2 hours, 3 hours by road. You know, they want direct connectivity to the location. And therefore the airport is very close from here. And once we have the roads which are under construction, we will actually be able to bypass the entire Shillong city traffic and reach the airport from here in a matter of just minutes. And the fourth aspect which we have is we also are going to have the helipad out here. So the heliport is going to be in this land itself, and we are giving about 5 to 10 acres to transport department to put up a heliport or helipad out here. So obviously that again is another area, because we really need to think 20 years down the line. We need the kind of infrastructure that will allow easy access to this location, will be an incentive for people to come and invest and start their projects out here.